Hey folks, and welcome to a very, very important video from A Plain Truth for You, and Well Healed too. I'm releasing my book that I have on PDF, Word document that needs to get out. It'll be a few more weeks before I get it published on Kindle, and hopefully book publishing with the Create Space or some publisher. I still got to work that out, but that might be about a month away before book orders I can take book orders. But I want to get you the information here. I'm going to put a link to the book as well. I'm offering it for free to everyone. If you want to donate or throw a few bones this way for the cost and time and effort to put all this together, I would appreciate it, but not required. This is open source to share with all. We need to get this information out. It's critical information. Please notice the devil up here looking at the man and the guy walking away. I thought it was very symbolic, and then we got the old school electrical lines here of what's going down. This is the back cover, Paradise Lost. These are the fires, folks. And what I've done is I've gone through all these fires. One Paradise, Woolsey, Malibu happened on the same day. Lake County, Mendocino Complex, Redding, Yosemite, Santa Barbara, and Napa, Sonoma. So 5, 6, 7, 8 fires. And you can see over 1 million, 2 million acres, per 1.5 million acres or so have been burned by this. And again, please copy, repost, download, print, and distribute far and wide at will. I am not filing any copyrights. I need and want this to get out. On the next book after this, Everything is Lie, Nothing True, Book 1. I've got 3, 4 books on that subject alone. These are my 2 other books I do have out on media, Amazon, if you want to buy it there. But the book is about 180 pages, color, and I get through the books, The Paradise, The Grand Design, through the canyons of Malibu. And I make a very important point here with the 10 most destructive fires in history, and they're saying these fires are going to continue for the next 10, 15, and 20 years. How do they know? Because they're the ones setting them. So problem, reaction, solution. I get through the causal excuses about why they said who did what, who profits from Darius Anderson, the owner of the Sonoma Media Group and our local newspapers, always also a lobbyist for PG&E, and all these other players. James Lee Witt, former Clinton FEMA director, was assigned to rebuild North Bay. And I try and set the record straight, since we're in Satan's Rose here in Santa Rosa, and also that they're going to be going, their plans are to go to solar-based power, putting them up in high-altitude platforms some people call satellites, and they'll be beaming them down. Elon Musk has said all 5G will be beamed from space. A little quote here from Ray Bradbury: "It was a pleasure to burn." And I'm showing how these whole fires, including my own personal narrative, is playing out here, and trying to lay a very conscious effort to put together a prima facie evidence of what went down, asking questions, demanding answers. And you can see the Paradise Lost. The fire started at 6:30 in the morning. I get into their whole story of how they're saying this all went down. And here we see these pictures now of there's a mobile home park that got completely torched, but the trees weren't touched. And they said the fire was traveling at 80 football fields a minute. This is the head of CAL FIRE, Ken Pimlott. And here I show the fire profiles. No winds ever come from the east to the west. We got the Sierra Nevadas. So in each of these fires, I'm showing the wind profiles, because that blows up their story right away. The fire profiles here, they never get east, they never go up more than 10, 15 miles an hour from the east, yet they're saying these fires went east to west 272 miles an hour in the Paradise fires. And remember, there were 52,000 people that were said to get out, and we couldn't find them. Here's the blast going on. Mike Morales and some of these other great works are showing this. We had the chem fog over us for 8 days. Here's the explosion profile in Lake Tahoe, showing how great that explosion must have been on the morning of Paradise. Here's the FEMA camps that were set up weeks before. FEMA said they didn't have room to put any trailers. Here's a huge compound. Here's the PG&E camp, the huge PG&E camp they have that was set up before as well. Here's people's personal narratives about how they got out, didn't get out, were kept from getting out. Here's the Last Resort Eagle song that talks about going to the coast of Malibu. They called it Paradise. I don't know why. You call same place Paradise. You kiss it goodbye. Paradise and Malibu were hit on the same day, and the Eagles song talks about the same thing. Coincidence? I don't think so. And look at these explosions at Malibu through the canyons. Again and again, I go through the wind profiles, folks, to show there was no wind, and all of a sudden after 2 days it jumps and goes west again, east to west, and hits Malibu and targets Malibu in this kind of situation. Car torched, homes fine. Look at that. And then we see telephone poles seared in half. Oh, but Larry Ellison, the third richest man in the world, his 10 homes he just bought a few years ago, they didn't get touched in Malibu. How does that work? Then I get into the Santa Rosa fires, of which I was involved with, I was a part of. The Santa Barbara. This is up in San Luis Obispo, the fires here in Santa Barbara. Those fires happened 3 months afterwards, and then they had the floods come right after that. And then here's the California fires. 250 fires in 9 counties started in one night with no prediction, no winds, no nothing. 250 fires. This is the official story from the officials. Why are we holding them accountable? And again, here's the winds that peaked up and crashed on the day, went all the way up and dropped all the way back down, and there was no wind profiles, there was no weather. Again, this is how we prove it, folks, is the wind. And here's up in Paradise, the trees from burning from the inside. Here's smart meters catching on fire as well. So I'm making cases that this is very much similar to directed energy weapons. How did 3,000-pound cars get flipped over in their roof? And it's also happening in Australia, in China, in Canada, in Portugal, in Spain, in Tennessee. We're seeing it all around. Mendocino Complex fire again, Ukiah, no wind profiles, that they're blaming it on the wind. And here they blame it, Santa Rosa fires, one of the Tubbs fires, they blame on woodpeckers, a lone woodpecker on a private property. I mean, just all about covering your ass, but makes absolutely no sense. Here's the whiskey town near Lake Shasta, the Shasta Redding fires. You see the boats were torched, but the building next to it was fine. And homes again torched, but the buildings next to it. And one of their signatures is to burn off half of the sign like we saw up in Paradise. And their plans are to put a high-speed rail system, 2050, going right up where the fires are burning, folks. What another quinky-dinky, huh? And then also they're put in the mega dams here. They got 8 mega dams that they're planning to put in. Again, right in the central basins of California. They're blaming it on thousands of lightning strikes that have occurred in Mendocino in 2018 and also in 2007, 8,000 lightning strikes, 800 fires. The really interesting thing about Mendocino County with all this wine and everything, all the wine in 2007 was ruined from these lightning strikes. None of the wine, very little, if any, of the wine was ruined in the Sonoma Napa when we had the fires in 2017, or the attack, depending on what you want to call it. And then here's people talking about directed energy weapons, their first-person accounts of seeing the energy weapons. Here's the Kmart that got torched, jumped a 6-lane freeway, the embers, torched the middle of the Kmart, didn't touch the trees, crossed the asphalt, also hit an Arby's, also hit another fast food place, but left the gas station okay. Here's all the different weather names they're coming up with. Oh, now we got fire tornadoes that are exploding, which reaches 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit. Highest temperature ever reached by a forest fire on record is 1,600 degrees. So it's all baloney what they're talking about. And here's more profiles about directed energy weapons. Here's pictures of directed energy weapons being used. You know, look at these lines here, folks. Look at the scalar waves on these lines. These are pictures taken from people from Paradise. This is a picture I took of the laser scars on the side of the hill. I mean, how can you deny this is happening, that it's nothing to do with a forest fire? Yet that's the official explanation. We need to look at the Cardinal Newman ball field cut in half. Cardinal Newman, a Jesuit school. Look at the plastic. Remember, microwaves don't burn plastic too much, but they sure burned down that fire station, didn't they? All right. And how about the famous John Knox video he did with the house cut in half? That isn't any forest fire. Forest fires don't burn up the middle of the trees, but don't burn the trees. They're trying to get us to accept this as the new normal. We can't do that. We can't allow this to happen. Here's Lockheed Martin's website. Its website is showing it burning a laser hole in the middle of a car. And here's the wonderful work of David Dees in here as well. Directed energy weapons. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and the lies of their culture will never be understood but believed by the masses. But we need to protect the firemen that are going in there. We need to help them because they're getting put in there. They're getting sick from all this, as we'll get in a minute. Here's Aaron Strong. Aaron, what's his name, Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers. He's from Chico, wearing his Butte Strong, and rebuild resilience in Santa Barbara, rebuild resilience in Sonoma. Same exact themes. Do you think they get the same exact themes? And here we have the weather over here. 6.66 inches in Paradise 3 days after the fire, 2 days after, Saturday. But 1.57, not 15, 20 miles away. Are you kidding me? This is the PSYOPs. Oh, speaking of PSYOPs, look at Mountain Dew. We have Code Red. We have Voltage. We have Black. We have Live Wire. Resilience. Again, Resilience. This is the brew company that's in in Chico. And we didn't see the tankers. There were not air tankers flying over at all when we had our fires. Here you have a CAL FIRE guys in their uniform standing on a CAL FIRE truck with over a 50 caliber rifle with a scope on it. What are they doing? PG&E to destroy it. Here again, James Lee Witt, 666, 600 people, 66 dead. Trump is the only one, along with former Jesuit Governor and Minister Jerry Brown, and new Governor Jesuit Gavin Newsom, and Trump's Jesuit Fordham University. They only went to Paradise. They didn't go to well, I guess they went to Malibu, but they didn't go to anywhere else. Santa Rosa, Sonoma, Redding, nothing. And here you see the absolute destruction, folks. Never forget all the destruction that happened. And how did this happen? How can that burn like that? These burning profiles. Look at that, the torching going on inside. And here we see, I took these pictures of cars that were torched, but the aluminum roofings are still covered. The burning in the middle of the tree. I mean, and now we've got weaponized LED lights coming in. I get into a little bit of that. We got to get it all out here. And then the epilogue, the first responders, their health is not a concern. They just send them in. They're collateral damage just like we are. That's all they think about. So, I mean, that's all the guys in power. They don't care about us. So why aren't we getting angry? This is why I came up with this book. I want you to share it with all and get it out. And here's all the impossibilities. I tried to list as many. I'm sure there's many more, but we need answers. We need to hold people accountable. We need to get names of people that need to be held accountable. They replaced the CAL FIRE Cam Bimley. Can't get at him anymore. And then we got Hurricane Harvey, and we just had, a Melda that just went through, and they called it a tropical storm, but it was worse rain than Harvey, not being reported at all. And they had the movie Geostorm come right out before that. I mean, I went out to Houston, and I saw that, all the devastation. Not one person had seen Red Cross, though they took in over $500 million in our money donated. Here's hurricane weather modifications. They can do this, folks. They've been doing it for a long time. And then who are they? Keep asking the question. Well, here they are. And I want you to go through and just slow down this list here and tell me how many secret societies you're aware of. Not very many. I mean, it took me a while to compile this list, but look at all these secret societies. It's not the president puppet, folks. Please. Don't care if they impeach him. It's all theater. These are the people that run the show. But look at all your presidents. They're not mine. Skull and Bones, Freemasons, Knights of Malta. You notice any of those names in there? You should. Oh, Trump. Jordan, Jesuits, Pence, Jesuits. It goes on and on. When are we going to wake up who's really behind this all? Joe Biden, St. Joseph University, Brennan, Jesuit Fordham, Georgetown, Jesuit School. You see how this is going? Here's the whole list. Gavin Newsom, Jerry Brown, Tony Blair, Knights of Malta, Freemason. Remember Sir Giuliani and Sir Bloomberg? Why are they sirs? Because they're serving the crown. They're not serving us. Washington, D.C. is a corporation. We're all corporate. Leon Panetta, former CIA, Knights of Malta. George Tenet, Knights of Malta. Oliver North, Knights of Malta. Colin Powell, 33-degree Freemason. We got their lodges. We got their numbers. Goes on. John Kerry, Prescott Bush, Werner von Braun, Lenin, Billy Graham. I mean, actors, Newt Gingrich, Storm Thurmond, Bloomberg, Giuliani, Walt Disney. Disney was also ordered a demolay. Walter Cronkite, Rodney Howard, Apollo 13, all part of the whole PSYOPs. And the publications, John Wayne, Clark Gable. I mean, it goes on and on. And they want nothing to do with us. So this is my book I'm releasing. I'll try and get it out to everybody. Please share with everybody. Get it out there. I'll try and get it in book form here in a few weeks. You can order that. And then I'll put, if you want to donate and help me out here, I'd appreciate it, but it's not necessary. It's not required in any way. It's just if you want to. There are costs involved, traveling back and forth, hotels, research that kind of thing in time, but I'm doing it because it needs to get out, and that's why I'm open sourcing it to everybody. So if you wish to help, that'd be great, but again, only if you can and if you want to. All right, so we'll get the book out. If you want copies, here's my email. Send me an email, and when the copies of the book start coming out on Kindle, I'll make sure and notify you, but I'll make sure to personally notify you if you want to shoot me an email. All right, Plain Truth out. Please share this book with everyone. Take it to the fire departments, copy it, send it out to everyone. This stuff needs to get out. And if you do find any grammar corrections or anything like that that needs big errors to keep the, grammar Nazis pacified, please let me know that as well. Thank you for listening. Thanks for all your support, and love one another always. Peace.